Hello, Full Table CSA members. I'm Lucas, and I'm here to speak about some farming, gardening resources that have inspired me in my life, and using it as a chance to also review briefly a couple other books. My top gardening, permaculture, homesteading, cultivating relationship to the land, applicable to the widest audience, is this book, The Permaculture Handbook by Peter Bain. I read about half of this book during my permaculture apprenticeship year back in 2022 at Rancho Masatal in Costa Rica, and it really inspired me then, especially because it was about the North America, a lot of the examples and contexts used. And this year I reread the book cover to cover. Everything was able to seep in a little deeper, but for people that want to get more than just a topical understanding of permaculture, this is a great book to pick up and read through. There's sections about soil, about plants, about water cycling, so you can use this as a reference book as well, just certain aspects of the home garden space, and it's applicable to all contexts, urban, suburban, rural. So check out this book. Another amazing book I've read this year is The Dawn of Everything, A New History of Humanity by David Graeber and David Wingro, an anthropologist and an archaeologist. And this book reviews the past 20, 30 years of archaeological evidence to totally, wow, this book just blew me away at how many of the theories and understandings that I took for granted given my high school world history and learning since then. Like, for example, the agricultural revolution, based on a lot of recent archaeological evidence, there wasn't a single agricultural revolution. Indigenous peoples were playing around with growing food in different ways depending on their contexts, like floodplains that there was certain soil that was super rich for months of the year, but those places would shift, and it wasn't like people discovered farming and then never went back. There were hundreds, thousands of years where people were playing with it, and if anything, people settled on agriculture because of pressures from other people around them and scarcity and disruption in their local ecology. So this whole progress narrative of agriculture being like this thing that humans did, that's one aspect. Super dense book, so not recommending it for the casual light reader, but nonetheless has really changed and rocked my world this year. What I'm reading now is Carbon, the Book of Life by Paul Hawken. Generally, I don't know, some of the things I've read from Paul Hawken comes across as a little too mainstream for my liking, but nonetheless, this book, I give it a 9 out of 10. It's really good. It's a little more kind of highlights of a regenerative human earth relationship. Lot of amazing anecdotes and quotes. For example, talking about language and how English is a very noun-based language instead of many indigenous languages being verb-based. And perhaps that's one symptom of English-speaking cultures having more separation from the natural world and ourselves. Meanwhile, indigenous people, verb-based languages foster relationship with everything around us here on this beautiful planet. So highly recommend this book, and keep reading, keep learning. See you out here at the farm soon.
Woo! How about that sunset?